Sports Mag fans, and welcome to the greatest sports show on television. I'm Ansley Guthrie with Alex Doyle, and we're here to bring you this week's updates on football, soccer, volleyball, and golf.
We're also bringing you an inside look at the collaborative effort between CU and CSU with the Special Olympics, so stay tuned. Last Friday, something miraculous happened at Mile High Stadium. The excitement surrounding the Rocky Mountain Showdown led to high expectations from both teams. In the end, it wasn't even close. CU clobbered CSU 44-7. The Buffs came out strong and continued to dominate quarter after quarter. The star surrounding Colorado's success was quarterback Sefo Lufau. He completed 23 of 33 passes. In total, the Buffs tallied over 570 yards of offense. They haven't done that in a season opener since 1994. A major key for the Buffs' offense was running back Phillip Lindsay. He ran in for 2 touchdowns and gathered up a total of 95 offensive yards. Another strong contribution was with kicker Diego Gonzalez. He muscled in a combined 8 field goals and consistently kicked past the CSU end zone after extra points. Since kickoff, CU dominated the field, and with this satisfying win, Buffs fans can get excited about this upcoming season.
Colorado Buffaloes head coach Mike McIntyre addressed the media following the team's football practice on Tuesday this week. Coach Mac spoke mainly on the team's tempo and how they hope to continue that, and also mentioned a few other things, so check it out.
We've implemented a couple things that help us go a little faster, communication and signal-wise, and then our kids are in excellent shape and keep pushing at it. So kind of get the rhythm going there, and it's all about getting that first down. Everybody always says that, and that's the truth.
So when you say communication, just making it easier to take play from the sideline to get.
Yeah, the way we signal, the way we look at it, our code words, we've shortened everything down. So, one word means tons of things now. And our kids know the offense so well, we'll be able to streamline that. And, you have very quick signals now. So all of that helps.
So with the game against Idaho State Bengals coming up, we wanted to discuss 3 keys to the game.
Right. If the Buffs hope to win this game, they're going to have to achieve 3 things. First, they need to rush the passer. Quarterback Tanner Geller threw for 378 yards in their opening 47-3 win over Simon Fraser, meaning the Buffs are going to need to be prepared for a mainly passing game from the Bengals.
Second, the Buffs also want to make sure they are simply just disrupting the pocket at every opportunity. This will greatly enhance the chance of an incompletion for the Bengals.
And lastly, just making sure the Buffs get their hands up, making ISU's quarterback lob it, or just knocking down the ball.
Even though the University of Colorado and Colorado State may be rivals on the field for the Rocky Mountain Showdown, they are partners when it comes to helping their community. We took a look into their special collaboration for this year's unified flag football game for the Special Olympics.
Hey guys, I'm Allie Monroy with CU Sports Mag, and we are here at the new Champion Center indoor practice facilities after the CU-CSU unified flag football rivalry game. CSU and CU may be rivals on the football field, but they are partners in the community. With the Rocky Mountain Showdown now over, fans from both Colorado and Colorado State are looking forward for the upcoming season. However, a week ago, at CU's new indoor practice facility, both schools were able to put their differences aside and join forces to fight for a much bigger cause.
So this is the first ever CU versus CSU unified flag football game, and it's a partnership between both universities and Special Olympics Colorado.
Sports can be used as a resource or outlet for many different reasons. For Special Olympics Colorado, sports are seen as a quick way to create friendships and form a solid foundation of understanding. The rivalry series allows Special Olympics athletes to use the power of sports to explore teamwork and overcome difficulties. It also gives them the opportunity to challenge themselves and develop as leaders.
We'd also love to have students come out and be unified partners, which means that you're playing alongside our athletes. So I always say, pick your favorite sport and contact somebody at Special Olympics, or go to our website, specialolympicsco.org. Check out the sports and get involved.
In addition to the unified flag football game, CU and CSU held an online pledge to see which school would raise the most money for Special Olympics Colorado. The CSU team was coached by former Rams player and Indianapolis Colt Dr. Albert Bimper, and CU's team was coached by former player Lance Carl. The game was close throughout each half, but at the end of regulation time, the score was tied 6-6. During overtime, both teams fought their hardest to win the trophy, but CSU was able to gain momentum and take the ball down the field for the final touchdown of the game. Both teams received medals for participating, but the CSU Rams were able to take the trophy back to Fort Collins.
Put away that phone, close your laptop, and stash that Encyclopedia Britannica, because it's time for this week's trivia question. Senior quarterback Sefo Liufau has had quite an impressive run at Colorado. In fact, he's already set or tied 78 school records. Most recently, he became the second CU player to be named captain for 3 different seasons. So this week, we want to know, who was the first player to do that? Stay tuned, and we'll have the answer at the end of the show.
Coming up after the break, our own Zach and Garrett catch up with some fellow Buffs to see what they think about the Colorado football team.
So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back in 2 minutes. So start your stopwatches.
All around campus, the Norland Quad, the Rec Center, the UMC, over by Farron Field, even in some res halls.
It's not just these words being repeated everywhere, it's really a description of the community and the people that you're going to be encountering in the next 4 years.
The creed is a value for the CU community. As a member of the Boulder community and the University of Colorado Boulder, I agree to
act with honor, integrity, and accountability in my interactions with students, faculty, staff, and neighbors.
To respect the rights of others and accept our differences. Contribute to the greater good of this community.
I will strive to uphold these principles in all aspects of my collegiate experience and beyond.
Morning, Gary. We are GetSchooled.com. You want a college education, don't you? You know you do. Yeah, but I don't know where to start. That's why we're here. We're free, handsome. I think we're breathtaking. And here to guide you through every step of the way, starting with attendance. Gary, financial aid forms. Biology homework, G. I got this. Is that Bran? Colleges love extracurricular activities.
Chess really isn't my thing.
I got this. Doesn't matter. Go ahead. Picking a college, man. You and us. We go together like tacos and Tuesday.
And I love tacos.
Fire and ice.
Those don't really go together. Go to GetSchooled.com for more info.
Our reporters Zach Tolpin and Garrett McLean went out on campus this week to ask CU students their thoughts and feelings after the Rocky Mountain Showdown on this week's edition of Man on the Street.
Hey guys, this is Zach.
This is Garrett.
And we're here on the Norland Quad talking to our fellow Buffs about the CU-CSU Rocky Mountain Showdown last weekend.
Did you go to the game last week?
I did not go to the game last week. I'm sorry to be lame, but I actually did not go. Watched it on TV, but didn't go.
I did on my television, yeah.
Oh, heck yeah, I went to the game.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. I did not actually.
No, I didn't. I was really sick, which is why my voice is kind of messed up, so I didn't actually go. And I had rush the next morning, so I didn't go to that.
Do you happen to know the score of the game, though?
It was a big win, I remember hearing.
It was a big win.
I believe it was like 44 maybe, something. Yeah?
That's close. That's close.
It was like 50 to like 0.
47 to something, we killed them.
Wasn't it like 47 something sad? Like it was like really low.
Who's your favorite player on the team?
It's got to be Ralphie the Buffalo, for sure, no doubt, 100%.
Jordan Gerke, number 7.
What position is he?
He's a quarterback. Oh, God, on the Buffs?
On the Buffs, yes.
I couldn't tell you. I love them all.
I gotta say Sefo, just because he's like the first person I met in college at my orientation, so.
Oh, man, I don't know.
I don't know the players. I'm sorry.
Definitely Ralphie. I mean, come on.
And what do you think about the rivalry between CU and CSU?
Not even a competition at this point, at least with our coaching staff and everything changing.
Just like the team spirit and like the chants are like kind of mean but like fun at the same time.
I like the chant. I think it's a lot of fun. and I'm glad that we beat CSU again.
Do you happen to know who we're playing next week?
Idaho State.
Idaho State?
It's Ohio State. No, Ohio something. No, am I wrong? I thought it was like the Bearcats. The Ohio something Bearcats.
No, I don't.
Do you know the mascot of Idaho State?
Not a clue.
Tigers.
Squirrel. I don't know.
No clue.
A potato. That's all we have for today, and I'm Garrett.
And I'm Zach.
We're from CU Sports Mag, Man on the Street. Back to you guys.
It's time for us to present our Athletes of the Week. This week's athletes are Tainer Korniak and Sefa Lufau. Korniak was instrumental in the soccer team's 5-0 victory over Drexel last weekend. Her 2 goals and 1 assist helped the Buffs end a 3-game losing streak. Lufau looked good against the Rams last Friday in Denver. He was 23 for 33 and threw no interceptions and 1 touchdown. Good job to both of these athletes, and keep doing what you're doing and giving us wins.
This weekend, the 3-3 Buffs will continue their 5-game homestand and play host to the University of Hawaii and the University of Iowa. The Buffs lost to Michigan State last Thursday in overtime, but bounced back Sunday against Drexel when they won 5-0. The team will look to keep their momentum against a Hawaii team that has not yet won a match on Friday. On Sunday, they will take on the 5-1 Hawkeyes at Printup Field at 1 p.m.
In last Sunday's 5-0 victory over the Drexel Dragons, freshman soccer player Tainer Korniak led the team with 2 goals and 1 assist. She is just the second freshman in CU history to record 5 points in a single match. The only other player to accomplish that feat was Nikki Marshall, who did it twice. She opened the scoring less than 10 minutes into the first half, then recorded an assist 2 minutes later. Her 3 points helped the Buffs carry a 3-0 lead into halftime.
Are you excited for the season of Colorado soccer? If not, you should be. Christine Lambert is here in studio to help get you pumped and knowledgeable about our soccer team's historical moments leading up to the great team that we have this year. Christine, take it away.
Hey Buff fans, I'm your Buff Banner host for the day, Christine Lambert. Today, I'm going to take you down memory lane with CU women's soccer. While the 2015 season wasn't their greatest, they sure have done plenty of winning in the past. CUBuffs.com has been compiling a list of their best moments. So far, they have 4 of them. So here's a little recap of some of the top moments in the University of Colorado women's soccer history. First up, the Buffs killed it back in 2002 and won the Big 12 tournament. They weren't expected to win that final match, but it was rookie Fran Minelli who scored the only goal near the end of the game. Next, the Buffs made their first appearance in the NCAA tournament the next year in 2003. They ended up finishing the season as the 11th team in the nation. Third up, we have Nikki Marshall's amazing success with the United States women's national team in 2008. She played as a defender and helped the team win the U20 World Cup. And the top moment that made all the rest of these moments possible, that would be the women's soccer team becoming a varsity sport at the University of Colorado Boulder back in 1993. Well, that's all the time we have today for Buff Banner. I'm Christine Lambert. Back to you guys at the desk.
Friday afternoon in the Sports Governance Center on CU's campus, world-renowned economist and Michigan professor Stefan Szymanski will be speaking about the current issues surrounding soccer's world governing body, FIFA. He will also be presenting some possible solutions to those problems. The talk began at 3 p.m. and is being held in the Petrie and Harrington Family Auditorium on the 3rd floor of the Champions Center.
Cyrus Allen sat down with former CU football player Tyler McCulloch.
Stay tuned and don't change that channel if you want to hear what he has to say about what he is doing in Europe and what he thinks about the team this year as well as the schedule.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore.
Show up
And frustration, a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy, and giving up impossible.
And then we're going to turn the lights and everybody look up.
I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought.
Finally won.
What's your reaction gonna be? Yeah, exactly.
And unconventional methods
Okay, what else?
common.
This is their world.
There's nothing.
And then they die. Go ahead, go, go, go.
I'm a teacher. I make more.
On Saturday afternoon, Franklin Field will become a beacon of sustainability. The popular tailgate destination will now be the aluminum can zone presented by Ball Corporation. The field, adjacent to Folsom Field, will be family-friendly, zero waste, and vehicle-free, and will include infinitely recyclable aluminum containers, compostable foodware, and full compost and recycling collections. The tailgate area highlights the Ball Corporation's and the university's efforts to promote sustainability.
This Saturday, the Buffaloes play Idaho State for the home opener at Folsom Field. If you need any convincing to go to the game, we have 5 reasons to why you should come support the Buffs. 1. You can witness the beginning of the rise of CU football. 2. Kickoff is at 3:30. It's not too early and not too late. 3. You can visit the Buff Fan Zone and get a tour of the new indoor practice facility. 4. The forecast calls for a high of 77 and sunny. Finally, you get to see Ralphie, the best mascot in college sports, run around the field.
We promised that if you didn't change that channel, that you'd be able to hear from one of our former Buffalo football players, Tyler McCulloch. Well, we're not going to back on it. Here's our very own Cyrus Allen in studio with Tyler to tell us all about what he expects to see from our team this year and what he has been up to after he left.
Hello and welcome to our new segment on Sports Mag, interviews with past and present CU athletes. Our first segment of this year is with Tyler McCulloch, wide receiver for the CU football team. He graduated in 2015 and is currently playing overseas in Italy right now. Tyler, great to have you back in Boulder. What is it like for you being back in Boulder at CU?
Thank you. I appreciate you having me. Like you said, I've been overseas in Italy the last 6 months, just living it up, and it's great to be back in Boulder. There's no place like this place, so it's always a treat to be back.
You've been here for a little. I'm sure you saw the CSU game. It was a pretty great game for us. How does the team look for you after that game and just seeing that game? What does that mean for the program?
It's great to see us beat CSU. That's always kind of like a meter stick for our year, I feel like, and to see the beatdown we put on them, that's always very, very encouraging for the season.
You were there recently. Are there any of the freshmen that you saw while you were here that you see playing now that are big-time players for us that are going to be big for us this year?
Yeah, like I said, I've been here through 4 years of just kind of up and down for the Buffs, and so some of my past roommates, like I live with Bryce Bobo, and to see him have the game he had, and some other receivers that I was very close with step up and have big games is very encouraging for our program.
Oh yeah, they played great. And so now you're playing overseas right now. How is that going for you? You're playing with a few teams. Do you have any plans to stay there, or what are your goals for the future?
Yeah, so I just returned from my first stint in Europe. I've been over in Italy since February, and the season went pretty well. We made the playoffs. We didn't win the Super Bowl, which was our first goal, but the whole experience as a whole was just unreal. I got to travel around and just experience another culture, so that was just unreal. And then the plan is now hopefully be in Boulder till I go back, and then I'll return to Europe in about January, February time and play again.
On the schedule this year, I don't know if you've looked at it, what is the big upset you're calling for CU to win this year that's going to put us on the map?
I mean, obviously that game at Michigan, you know, what happened back when Cordell Stewart and Rashawn Salam and them were playing the Miracle at Michigan. That game's coming up next week. Not to look ahead of Idaho State, but I think that game would be a big deal for our program, and we'll come out victorious. And then playing in the Pac-12, you get no breaks, so there's a lot of tough games. But we play at Oregon the next week, and then we're in the conference schedule from there. So there's a lot of big games on our schedule that could help propel our program.
I think a lot of the football players and fans have circled that Michigan game as a big one for us. Okay, well, that's all for today. Thank you so much for coming down here.
I appreciate you guys for having me. Go Buffs, always.
Kennedy Leonard, a sophomore guard on the CU women's basketball team, took to the basketball gyms of Europe while her teammates conditioned in Boulder. Leonard traveled to Great Britain, Ireland, Romania, and Montenegro. Leonard spent this time in Europe playing 10 games in 1 month, along with a rigorous week-long training camp. Leonard juggled all of this while playing on Great Britain's U20 national team in the European U20 Championships. Britain placed 5th with a 3-3 record, making it one of Britain's better performances in recent years.
Well,
it's supposed to be HOT hot this weekend, but not just outside. It's getting pretty warm here in the studio.
And I think that might be because we have a flamin' hot segment of Rapid Fire coming up after the break.
Oh goodness. Oh dear. Oh my, I think it is. I think it is time for Rapid Fire with me, Ben Wells, up next.
America's toughest drug enforcement agents. Last year, she helped convict 90 drug dealers, seized several tons of crack and marijuana, and closed down 10 major drug operations. She is a 68-year-old grandmother named Irma. She set up a community drug watch that is not only changing her neighborhood, but its future. There are many ways to help in your community. Call the Points of Light Foundation. Do something good. Feel something real.
Lewis and Clark, great explorers.
Hi, I'm Thomas Jefferson. Would you check out the West for me? Oh, sure.
And they take their keelboat up the Missouri.
Oh, Buffalo. Then they built Fort Mandan. They're at 1804. Made some friends along the way. I'm Secretary Will.
Through the Columbia Gorge.
There are tons of ways to help with your kids' learning. Find the really good ones on connectforkids.org.
The sweet Pacific Ocean. Yeah!
Big dreams and good grades aren't enough to get into college. There are actual steps you need to take. Finding someone who can help is the first and most important. For the next steps, go to knowhowtogo.org.
Great things. Find out how a healthy lifestyle can help your child succeed.
The women's volleyball team are headed to San Diego, California this weekend for a pair of matches at the San Diego Invitational. The Buffs will be tested against a top 20 program where they will go up against the tournament host San Diego and UC Irvine. San Diego is currently ranked 15th after compiling a 2-2 mark this year, and UC Irvine is 2-3 on the season so far. As a team, the Buffs lead the Pac-12 with a .298 hitting percentage, which is 13th overall in the NCAA.
The volleyball recently had a pair of wins at the Coors Events Center in the Pac-12/Big Ten Challenge over number 13 Penn State and number 17 Illinois. These two wins led to series history for the Buffaloes, bringing them into rank number 18 in the AVCA coaches poll, which is the highest debut the Buffs have had in the program after not being ranked in the preseason poll. Junior setter and right side hitter Gabby Simpson also made a comeback in these games after sitting out with an injury for the first weekend of action.
Even though summer is unofficially over with Labor Day come and gone, there's still plenty of heat left in the studio. Ben Wells is here to tell us all about the upcoming events this weekend.
What's up, Buff fans? I'm Ben Wells, and this is Rapid Fire. We've got a packed weekend for sports coming up, and it starts today with two games, soccer versus Hawaii and volleyball at San Diego. The soccer match is at 4:30 at Printup, so be sure to cheer on your Buffs. Moving on to Saturday, the sports pick up even more with the men's golf team making the colossal trip all the way down to Colorado Springs for the first two rounds of the Gene Miranda Falcon Invitational. That'll last all day for them. At 3 p.m., the volleyballers are back at it, this time at home against UC Irvine, and that will close out their weekend. Last game of the day on Saturday is arguably the biggest, as football will be taking on Idaho State at Folsom Field at 3:30. I expect to see you all there, just as loud and proud as you were against CSU. Finally, on Sunday, men's golf will close out their tournament, and the soccer team will host Iowa at Prentup at 1 p.m. That'll be all for me. Have a great weekend, and as always, go Buffs.
The CU men's golf team opened with a win on Tuesday at Holyoke on the Ballyneal Challenge. The challenge is a one-day season opening tournament, and this is the tournament's third year. Only 3 teams participate in the event that is a preparation for 3 major tournaments that are lined up for this September. The team finished 17th under par with a final team score of 551. CU finished above Wyoming and Northern Colorado. CU placed 5 players among the top 6 finishers.
It's okay. You can stop racking your brain. We have the answer to that trivia question. In case you forgot, earlier we said Sefo Liufau was the first CU football player to be named captain 3 times in a row. Well, he was actually the second. So we asked, who was the first to do this? And the answer is, drumroll please, Pat Carney. Carney played quarterback for the Buffaloes and served as captain from 1891 to 1893. That's right. It took over 120 years for someone to match his feat.
As we mentioned earlier, the volleyball team had an amazing week. They took down 13th ranked Penn State before doing the same to number 17 Illinois. After the second of those 2 major upsets, senior Sierra Simpson was completely jazzed, and rightfully so. She took to social media and tweeted, "It's a good weekend to be a Buff. Let me just tell ya, just beat Illinois in 5, SCO. I couldn't have said it better myself, Sierra. Well, every weekend is a good one to be a Buff. Last weekend was exceptional."
The first episode of the season for CU Sports Mag has come to an end.
But don't be sad, it's just the beginning. We'll be coming right back to this channel next week at this time.
So join us then. But until next time, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm Ansley Guthrie alongside Alex Doyle, and have a great rest of your week. But before we go, Alex, did you get to go to the Rocky Mountain Showdown?
I did not. I had to go up to Evergreen and watch high school football.
I didn't go either. I feel so bad. We have such poor school spirit.
Yeah, sorry, everybody in CU. We apologize.
Well, goodbye for now.
See you guys.
About to run into trouble again.
Hey, Bobo, where's your video game? In here. Well, look at this. Uh-oh, it's my dad's. You want to hold it? What'll I do?
If you get my new comic activity book, More Adventures with Scruff, you'll find out what you can do about bullies and guns. And you'll see lots of games.
Cool.
For your free copy of my new comic activity book, just write Scruff McGruff, Chicago, Illinois, 60652, and help take a bite out of crime.
I want it, I want it.
You know trouble can start when the clock hits 3. When there's no place after school for kids to be. Nothing to do but hanging on city streets. When mom and dad are working to make ends meet. Now it's time to beat the street.
With after-school programs, city kids aren't left alone and vulnerable. They keep on learning between 3 and 6, but these programs need your support. Join with the Urban League to keep them going. Call now, because it's
time to beat the street.